All right, thanks for tuning in, and let's get right into it. The question is, can you buy Fortnite V-Bucks for cheap in Argentina or other countries from outside of that country? And the short answer is yes, but the long answer is that for most of you, it just won't be worth it, or you won't be able to put all the pieces together to make it happen, and there's a lot of pieces. So I have some short introductory material, but if you just want to learn how to actually do it, then you can skip ahead with the link in the video. I felt compelled to make this video because there's so much clickbait, so many awful videos with so much misinformation or outdated or irrelevant information, and so many blogs and forums with just trash info that I wanted to save you all some time because I wasted lots of time reading this nonsense. So first I'm going to quickly address the highlights of the current info that you'll find online and poke holes in it. Instead of saying Argentina every time, I may refer to country X because I am sure that most, if not all, of this information may be applicable to other countries as well. So the first one you'll find, just change the address of your current credit card to a McDonald's or a hotel, in country X. Or you can do the same thing with a random international prepaid payment card like Revolut or others. Well, none of that works. It may have worked in the past, but Microsoft is hip to it and they canceled that. Other things I see online are use a debit card. Well, debit cards just don't work. At least in Argentina, they don't work. In another country, maybe a debit card will work. I don't know. And the same thing, setting the address to something in country X. Well, that doesn't work. And then people say PayPal too. But for PayPal, you need a bank account anyway. So I don't see how PayPal helps. Now, when you go to the store or to Xbox, sometimes it shows up that you can use a debit card or PayPal. In Argentina, I'm talking about. But then when you click through, the only option is credit card. And anyway, in Argentina, all the debit cards are managed by a separate local debit card link type system, and they can only be used in actual stores. And for another reason you don't want to mess around with PayPal is they have sophisticated geolocation tracking stuff, and just VPNs just don't work. So those options don't work. Changing the region on the console to country X, yes, that's a very basic step that you do have to do. Another thing I read is that you could get and share a VPN connection from a computer, connect Xbox either with a cable or Wi-Fi to the new network you just made, share the VPN connection. That doesn't work. Sharing a VPN connection is bogus. It's unsteady. It drops. It's horrifically unreliable. And then Microsoft is going to register your real IP address and freezes your account for being out of country and mismatched country. You're also going to get NAT unavailable error message in your Xbox network settings. So you don't want to do that. And also the VPN service that you go for might not even have servers in your country, or they might not offer the type of VPN connection that you're looking for, because only some types of VPN connections are shareable. And then, so that's that. So most of this information is trash. So now I'll tell you how to actually do it from someone, that actually does it. Again, you're probably not going to find much of this information online because the few people, that are doing it or that are doing it well don't want to share how they do it. So again, I will leave links in the description for tutorials or more info on these steps. So I'll start with the most important point. If you can't make the first point happen, then you're done. I mean, feel free to continue watching this video for educational purposes, but you won't be able to buy V-Bucks for cheaper. You need a contact in Argentina, or you have to either be a dual citizen or a resident of Argentina with a DNI number, which is like a social security number. If you're going to do it yourself, you need to jump on a plane and go to Argentina. That contact or yourself has to be able to get a credit card, not a debit card, but a credit card. To get a credit card in Argentina, You can't just get a credit card. You have to link it up with a bank account. So you need a bank account. You need a bank account, good credit, and a job. And they ask for your 6 months of bank statements to see if you have direct deposit coming in. So it's not like in the USA where students or anyone can get a credit card. They also don't have secured credit cards. So credit cards are not easy to get. There's also an option in Argentina to use prepaid cards. There's two of them. There's Uwala and Mercado Pago. These are okay, and they can work. You know, they might be able to work. But these are local to fund. So you need boots on the ground to actually go to like their version of Western Union and pay this card. And then there's also ridiculous hold times with these companies. The hold times are like 2 hours, 3 hours, and then they just click on you and you can't talk to anyone. And there's like a calling center with like teenagers who, I don't know, they don't really know much about what they're talking about. So even if you do get through to them, like they don't give you the right info. It's just a room with some kids in it. You know, I don't think you want to trust having to buy stuff with these cards. Changing region, yeah, they got that part right. You know, now you're gonna need a good VPN service, and you have to set it through your router. So if your router admin page doesn't have the option to add a VPN service, then you need a compatible router. Again, the link's going to be in the description. And you'll need to flash it with DDWDRT or Tomato and activate the VPN with credentials from your paid service. There's a whole bunch of free trials that people talk about, but you're not going to get credentials from the free service or the free trials that you need to put into your router's admin page. So the free trials are worthless. And you're also probably going to need an international calling plan added to your cell phone, your home phone, or your voice over IP service. You're going to have to call country X a lot. It's not like in the USA. You have to call them. They mess things up. There's security identification issues. So, and you also have to authorize online purchases. You have to call them before the purchase to like authorize it, and they have to be familiar with what you're spending, if it's an internet purchase, etc. Another thing is you're probably going to have to be fluent in the language of country X, because they don't have representatives that speak other languages. In the case of Argentina, you have to speak Spanish. If you don't speak Spanish and you have to be calling these these credit cards or debit cards or banks all the time, you're not going to be able to communicate. Now, you need an Xbox One, an Xbox Live Gold membership, and the Epic Games username and password with two-factor authorization or authentication, I'm not sure, turned off, that you want to get the V-Bucks in. Then you need to log into the Epic Games account and go to account and connected accounts. If there's an Xbox Live account there already, you need to unlink it. And then you open up a new tab on the same browser and go to xbox.com and log in with the Xbox Live that you want to use. Then you go back to the Epic Games tag on your browser and link the account and connected accounts. Otherwise, if you don't do that tab thing with Xbox.com, it links back the other previously linked account. And you don't want to start linking and unlinking like that. You're going to mess everything up. So everything that you can buy in the item shop in Fortnite, skins, V-Bucks, emojis, and whatever else, is all tied to the Epic Games username and password. So the Xbox account is different from the Epic Games. Epic Games is what counts here. Now, even though that all platforms are supported, there's an extra step if you play on PS4 or Nintendo Switch. If you play on those consoles, you won't see the recently purchased, either if I do it for you or if you do it yourself, you won't see the recently purchased V-Bucks on your account. What you have to do is log in through PC, iPhone, Android, or Xbox, and you will see the V-Bucks in your account. Then purchase whatever you want from the item shop, and everything you purchase will be seen on PS4 and Nintendo Switch. I recommend using mobile since everyone has a cell phone instead of Xbox to buy the items from the item shop. So just as not to link and unlink and confuse, so many things with the Xbox. Because the Xbox Live Gold account is what you're using to do the purchases. So, so if you're lucky enough to have all of these, then you can get V-Bucks for cheaper in Argentina or Country X. But like I said before, it might be impossible to get all the pieces to make this work. It took me a long time to put all these pieces together. Trips to Argentina and the like, and it's really tricky. So now that we have all that information, let's move on to the V-Buck service that I offer. So I do what I just laid out above. I have all the pieces of the puzzle, and I have been selling on eBay since 2015. And I recently began selling V-Bucks on eBay. There are other sellers out there, but they just popped up now to do the V-Buck thing out of nowhere. They don't really know what they're doing, and they have bad feedback, so I'll obviously stay away from them. I have 100% positive feedback on thousands of sales on eBay on just random items that I've sold, and I always answer messages immediately. You want to buy from someone that is trustworthy, that replies to messages, that knows what they are doing, and has a good reputation of eBay sales. Also, the linking and the unlinking of the Xbox profile thing can get a little tricky if you don't know what you're doing, and you're going to have to trust someone in your Epic Games account linking it and such. And you can't really get hacked because you can't transfer items, but they can just cause a headache for you to relink all your accounts. And you don't want that stress or aggravation. Also, I can be contacted on Discord at username Corpster, or you could leave a comment on this YouTube video for any and all questions that you may have. I answer all questions, even if you don't want to buy from my service. And if you just have questions on the steps to do it yourself, I'll still answer all questions. Thanks, and please like and subscribe as more useful instructional videos will be released shortly. Thank you. With the steps that I have, that I documented previously in the video. So let me open up Safari, and here I'm going to open up the router admin page of the router, of the flashed router with DDWRT. There's also Tomato, as I said before, but I like DDWRT. So I go to Services, and then VPN, and then I am going to enable the VPN client. Obviously, I have all this stuff blacked out. It's saved. Every time you enable and disable, it stays saved. And this is all my account and all my information, which obviously I'm blacking out. So we go down and we go to Apply Settings. Cool. So now, again, we're on Argentina, so we're good now. So now I am going to open up the Epic Games account of the person that used my service, that paid me for V-Bucks. So I will sign in to their Epic Games account. Okay, this is their Epic Games account. So I'll go to Account. Now, Connected Accounts. Now, this is their Xbox profile where they play online. Obviously, we can't use that. I need to get my profile and the one I use for purchases. So I temporarily disconnect their profile. Again, this looks scary, but this isn't scary. I've done it, hundreds of times, and nothing ever happens. And, it looks a lot scarier than what it is. So we unlink it. Perfect. Now we go to Xbox.com. Xbox.com. And here I am going to log in with the account that I use for purchases, which is the one that's all configured into Country X with the credit card of Country X and all the information of Country X, as I detailed previously. So we do that. Keep me signed in. Sign in. So now that I'm signed in, I am linking my Purchase Xbox Live Gold account to the person that paid me Epic account. So I go to connect and link account. Perfect. It's linked. So now what we have to do is turn on the Xbox. All right, so I turn the Xbox on. So now I'm going to log in to the Xbox Live account that I just linked to the person's Epic Games that bought the V-Bucks off me. So there we go. I put that password in. And I launch Fortnite. You see everything's in Spanish and all that. So I'm gonna stop here and just make another video because this loading takes too long. It's too boring. So it did the loading, and now it brings me to this screen. You see everything in Spanish. So the Xbox Live is just acting as a conduit to access the Epic Games account. So it's doing all the stuff it's got to do. All right, so we're gonna pick Battle Royale. The store is in Battle Royale. Okay, so here is the account. So I go to the store and I pick the pack of V-Bucks here. And then I hit X to buy it. All my personal information comes up here, you know, that's why it's blacked out. Boom. There it is. Those are all the V-Bucks. So now that I have that, I want to get out of this account. So I go to Fortnite, I hit the 3 lines, and I go to quit, or in Spanish, abandona. Boom, that's done. Then I also sign out of the Xbox account. Now back to the computer. Disconnect my account from this person's Epic Games account because they're going to have to reconnect their account. I disconnect, you get that scary message again, which isn't scary, nothing ever happens. We unlink it, and that's it. I go here, I sign out of that. Okay, I sign out of that, and that's it. That's the whole job. Now we'll check this person's mobile phone to see if they've got their V-Bucks on their iPhone. So this person was nice enough to send me her Epic Games through Fortnite on her iPhone, loading up, booting up, and the V-Bucks and the account, which was the same account that was on the Xbox. So here it is.